Science has done a lot of research over the years when it comes to the animal kingdom. By now, we have an idea as to how they behave and which ones are prey and which ones are predators. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Dailydose, like and share this video with your friends. But as much as we would like to believe that we know animals, we can never really fully understand them. And sometimes animals behave out of the ordinary and surprise us. Just like the story of this leopard whose strange behavior changed a whole village. It all started when a farmer in India noticed a leopard enter his property one night. A leopard is known to eat cows and other small animals, and the farmer happened to have a couple of animals under his care. A leopard can also do great harm to humans, and the farmer immediately worried about his family. He had no weapons to attack the leopard, so he just kept guard until he spotted the leopard leaving his property a few hours later. The farmer noticed that the animals did not make any noise while the leopard was around. The farmer found it odd. When he checked on his animals, he was surprised to find that they were unharmed. It was as if the leopard was not there at all. The following night, he noticed that the leopard returned to his property. This kept on for a couple of nights, and his animals were always unharmed. The farmer was puzzled. If the leopard was not looking for food, why did the leopard keep on visiting his property? So one night, the curious farmer decided to follow the leopard to figure out the mystery. He had to know what was attracting the leopard to his farm and why it started visiting his property regularly. It was a matter of safety for him and his family. That night, when the farmer spotted the leopard approaching his farm, he carefully followed it. What he saw next left him shocked. What he had witnessed was against the very laws of nature. He could not wait for the leopard to leave so that he could tell his family the news. The farmer resides in the state of Gujarat. Gujarat has a lot of resources for animals in both water and land. Because of this, there are a lot of farming communities in the state. These farming communities provide a lot of meal opportunities for hungry predators in the area. One of the predators that hunt the state is leopards. Leopards often roam around by themselves. This animal is more concerned about its safety and will do anything to get to its next meal. Some of them would be spotted even in cities looking for food. The Antoli village is one of the areas in Gujarat that has been attracting predators from the dense forest nearby. A lot of families and their livestock had to leave and move to a different area because predators kept on showing up and putting them at risk. The villagers knew something had to change if they wanted to continue living in the area or be able to raise livestock. However, they did not have enough resources or the right weapons to defend themselves or their animals from the predators. One of the predators that regularly showed up was a female leopard. The leopard was often spotted prowling bare the sugarcane fields. It was very quiet and cunning. When the evening comes, it would take a goat or a chicken from one of the villagers. A lot of the villagers had guard dogs to warn and protect them when the leopard approached. However, the presence of the dogs did not do much. The leopard had no problem killing them and having them as her meal too. Seeing this, the villagers panicked as they had no weapons to defend themselves or the resources to stop the female leopard. They feared that the leopard would attack any household once it ran out of livestock to kill. The villagers became so fearful that nobody dared to go out when it was dark because they knew the leopard could be anywhere in the area. When darkness falls, the leopard owns the area and the villagers stay indoors till the sun rises. Some of the villagers suggested capturing the leopard in its den, but they were not sure if the leopard was alone. They knew that leopards like to live in fields with long and tall grass because the environment protected their cubs. The possibility of the female leopard having cubs was brought up because it had been getting food from the village almost every night. Could this be a mother leopard feeding her cubs? What if the leopard had cubs that would later grow into adult leopards that would continue to terrorize their village? The worries of the villagers were brought to the local officials in the area. Seeing that this was a major concern, the local officials formulated a plan to trap the leopard the next time she came to the village. At first, they spent a few nights observing the movements of the leopard. As soon as they had her figured out, they set up a plan to trap her and have her surrounded, successfully capturing the leopard that night. The villagers rejoiced, relieved that the nights of terror were finally over. So what happened to the captured leopard? Despite the terror it had caused, the local officials didn't want to kill the animal and decided to find a safer, more humane solution to the problem. In the end, They released the leopard in a distant forest, believing it wouldn't find its way back to the terrorized village. A year later, the villagers were shocked to see the leopard return to the area, boldly leaping over rooftops and roaming the streets even in broad daylight. This time, the female leopard appeared more daring, and the villagers feared she might have returned for revenge. After a few days, the villagers realized that this leopard was not as confident and cunning as the one that had previously terrorized their village. Upon closer observation, they realized that this was a smaller leopard, likely the cub of the captured female. This smaller leopard frequently visited a farm on the outskirts of town, causing concern for the farmer and his family, who had several cows on the property. The farmer and his family were initially afraid during the leopard's visits, but they soon noticed something unusual. The leopard visited the farm regularly, yet it didn't harm any of the animals. This raised questions, and the farmer decided to follow the leopard one night to find out what it was doing. The farmer couldn't believe what he witnessed that night. It went against everything he knew about animals. Unsure whether to keep it a secret, he eventually shared his experience with his family, and the news spread throughout the village. Local authorities initially dismissed the rumor as a prank, deeming the farmer's story impossible. However, they decided to investigate to ensure the safety of the villagers. The farmer revealed that the leopard had been visiting his farm every night around 9:30 p.m. He stood guard each night to protect his family. However, after an hour or two, the leopard would leave the property. Upon inspection, the farmer found no damage to his property and his animals remained unharmed. His wife corroborated his story, having witnessed it herself. So, what was the leopard doing on the farmer's property for 1 to 2 hours without harming the animals? The answer, consistent with the rumors, was surprising. The leopard came to the farm every night to cuddle up and spend time with one of the farmer's cows. Seeing a leopard and a cow together seemed impossible to anyone who heard the story. Nevertheless, the farmer had video footage as proof. Since this leopard was the cub of the one captured a year ago, it must have lived a very solitary life and craved a nurturing presence. Although leopards are typically solitary creatures, this leopard's mother had been taken from her too soon, and it seemed the leopard had found that nurturing presence in one of the farmer's cows. On the first night the farmer followed the leopard into the barn, he found it snuggled next to one of his cows. His wife, initially skeptical, joined him in observing the leopard that night as they hid in the barn. The leopard entered the barn, ignoring the other animals that skirted away in fear. It approached one of the cows, which showed no sign of fear and seemed to expect the leopard. The cow welcomed the leopard by licking it, and the leopard responded with a soft purr, expressing its comfort. The farmer and his wife observed the leopard and the cow's unique interaction, witnessing the leopard nuzzle against the cow while the cow continued to lick the leopard as if caring for it. This extraordinary moment defied nature and left the farmer in awe. While the farmer marveled at the unusual friendship, his wife had a different perspective. She found the interaction unnatural and believed that the leopard would eventually realize the abnormality of their relationship. Determined to remove the leopard from their property, she called the local authorities, who initially dismissed her story as a prank. Undeterred, the farmer's wife challenged the authorities to witness the phenomenon themselves. The following night, they found a vantage point in the barn to observe the leopard's arrival and its enigmatic encounter with the cow. The leopard, sensing their presence, used a different entry point, almost eluding their notice. As the authorities entered the barn with guns drawn, the leopard made a quick escape, but most of them witnessed the cuddling between the leopard and the cow. Puzzled by the situation, they couldn't justify capturing the leopard as it posed no harm. Returning to the farm the next night, the authorities positioned themselves on a rooftop, allowing them to witness the leopard's repeated visits to the cow. The farmer's description held that the leopard didn't harm other animals, it simply wanted to spend time with the cow. Despite witnessing this behavior twice, the authorities remained uncertain about how to proceed. They feared the leopard might change its demeanor and pose a threat to the farmer and his family. Should they permit this unconventional friendship to continue? The farmer, with video evidence, convinced the villagers of the truth behind his story, and the authorities corroborated his claims. Word of the leopard's unique relationship with the cow spread, drawing people to the farm to witness it themselves. To their surprise, the leopard didn't harm the bystanders. It merely sought companionship with the cow. The peaceful coexistence continued. The authorities, unsure of the leopard's true intentions, sought the council of village elders. While acknowledging the leopard's need for companionship, the elders prioritized the village's safety. Concerned that the leopard might harm a child or attack other farms in the future, the elders advised the authorities to trap the leopard and release it in the same location as its mother. Reluctantly, the authorities set a trap using a goat as bait, expecting the leopard to follow its instincts. However, the leopard repeatedly ignored the bait, leaving the villagers puzzled about its source of sustenance. Most villagers, having witnessed the peaceful nature of the leopard, opposed harming it. The leopard had become a part of the farm's daily routine, and even the farmer worried about the cow's reaction once the leopard was gone. Since the leopard didn't take the bait, the authorities decided to use a tranquilizer dart for capture. However, on the anticipated night, the leopard didn't appear, as if sensing danger. Days passed without a visit from the leopard, and the villagers felt a sense of relief, no longer needing to capture or harm the gentle creature. Reports soon emerged from neighboring villages about a leopard terrorizing their communities, preying on dogs rather than larger animals. The farmer and his wife realized that the leopard responsible for these attacks was the one who had visited them. They regretted their earlier intervention, thinking that perhaps the leopard could have remained gentle. The farmer's family even missed the leopard, and the cow seemed melancholic. As a result, the farmer and his wife vowed not to interfere if the leopard returned. One night, the farmer spotted the familiar shape of the leopard in the shadows. The leopard revisited the barn, and the farmer, overjoyed by its return, stood guard as before. This time, the leopard stayed with the cow throughout the night and left only as the sun began to rise. It was the longest the leopard had stayed on the farm, and little did the farmer know that this visit would also be the leopard's final one. Many believed it was the leopard's way of saying goodbye to its friend, the cow.